Alright, we are here with the Element 4 bike rack. This is a Softride product that gives you access to the rear of your vehicle and carries 4 bikes. It works on a 2-inch and an 1.25-inch receiver hitch. We're going to take it out of the box. We're going to show you the parts that come out, where all of the parts are located within the box, and give you a brief overview of how the parts go together so that you know what to expect when you get this home to your house. Alright, let's get the box open. Once you open up the outer carton, there's going to be a protective piece of cardboard here. A good way to get that out is actually to pull the rack out a little bit so that you can free the piece around it, like so. And because the rack is on top of the arms, maybe we'll just grab the rack, lift it up a little bit, and slide the arm set out of there. If we're unsuccessful with that, then we'll move to plan B, which is flipping it over. And now everything should slide out in one fell swoop. Now we should be able to free the box that contains the arms. We'll set that aside over here, and then the remaining contents are the main rack assembly of the bike rack. Everything should be contained within this poly bag and this arm set. At this point, the remaining pieces inside the box are only a cardboard filler, similar to this piece at the end. So we'll set the box aside, anticipating that we have all the parts out of it. This piece is in a protective plastic bag. Remove that and set it aside. Again, not a toy, so dispose of it responsibly. Softride bike rack comes out of the box ready for a 2-inch receiver hitch. The threaded nut bar, or the nut holder rather, seems to have misaligned a little bit in transport. It's probably because this side of the box was dropped and that piece just shifted a little bit. But we can use a slot head screwdriver to move that back in. It's just a soft nut cage inside. Might be able to do it with our hands, but we're going to use a tool for that. If you really have trouble getting access to that, maybe we could pop this cap off and push on it from this end of the rack. But otherwise, everything looks really good in here. One thing to note is that these pins will go through the top of the rack and hold the arms in. And those pins will just need to be cut off. The cable tie that is attaching the small baggie to the mast. And then those will be able to go there. And then here, in this box, typically we would prefer to grab a pair of scissors and cut this section right here. I'm going to see if I have anything sharp enough to do that job. Yep, perfect. And then these just roll themselves out, and we can find the 4-bike arm set in there in a plastic bag. And there may also be a bag that contains, yep, there it is. So we've got 4 blue soft wraps. We've got 8, I guess I should take these out, give you a look at them. We've got 8 of our TPR rubber straps right there. Set those aside. The most current version has the Softride logo on those. I don't know if you can see that. If you can't, it's alright, but look for the Softride logo right there. And then we have one piece of hardware in this particular bag, and it is the 5/8-inch hitch bolt. This would be used to secure the bike rack to the vehicle that is equipped with a 2-inch receiver hitch. So if you're setting this up for a 2-inch receiver hitch, hang on to that bolt. You should have everything you need. The only wrench or tool that you'll need for this particular setup is either an adjustable wrench to tighten the hitch bolt or a 7/8-inch prime wrench. even a ratcheting box wrench would work great on that, but this is 7/8 of an inch, but also an adjustable wrench will work just fine. And this piece will go into the receiver hitch, and then the arms, left and right, will be inserted into these pieces just about like this. And then the drop pins will come in from the top. Make sure you close the cage on the PTO pin, which stands for power takeoff, I believe. So the power takeoff pin would drop in, and then you'd swing the little retaining clip down. And these arms also can be adjusted out to a second position, and then they adjust into the operating position as well. That's mostly everything. We're going to dig into this side of the box to discuss the 1 1/4" hitch kit here as time permits. So we'll dig in here. We're going to set aside the arm. This is always used. And there is the second arm. We're going to set it with the driver's side arm. And here is the box that contains all of the pieces that you would need for the 1 1/4" receiver hitch conversion. What we do is we build this so that it ships as a 2-inch, using all of the purchase and all of the leverage that larger receiver hitch gives you. And then to make an adjustment to the 1 1/4" hitch, you're going to bolt this piece onto below the 2-inch bar with 3 bolts, so that there's no movement in that system, but it then gives you a slight, or 2.5-inch rise off of the deck, so that you get some additional clearance, because generally vehicles with smaller receiver hitches are also lower to the ground, so we've accommodated for that with that 1 1/4" kit like that. Again, you might want a small pair of scissors, some kind of sharp object. I guess I could say put on safety glasses before you use anything sharp, in case you are prone to accidents. We've got a 1 1/4" nut bar. This piece, well, you can check out our video. I think we have a specific video on how to put this whole kit together on our YouTube channel, but I'll show you all the parts that come out, and you can figure out how to put them together, or check with some of our other YouTube videos. The Universal Common Hitch Bar Kit is the video that you're going to look for instructions on how to walk through all this process. But just to make sure that you have all the pieces, so you know that everything is present, there is our 5/8" hitch bolt from before. And then within this bolt pack, which is in the 1 1/4" hitch bar box, there's an 1 1/4" hitch bar. This is a solid shank, threaded to receive a 1/2-inch bolt. Nut bar that goes inside of the 2-inch hitch bar tube. And then we have a 1/2-inch. Oh, we'll go ahead and open these up for you. There's no reason not to. There's a 1/2-inch hitch bolt. It still uses the 7/8" SAE wrench size, or an adjustable wrench. This includes a lock washer for that same 1/2-inch bolt, and 3 M10 or metric 10mm rated bolts, and these are used to attach the 1 1/4" hitch bar to the bottom of the 2-inch receiver hitch tube. There are 3 M10 lock washers hiding in here. So you now have the entire contents of the Element bike rack contained in one place. If you have questions or you're missing a part, Softride keeps spares, and they're available, so you can contact Softride customer service and they can work with you to get the part that you need. If you don't see the part available online for purchase, again, contact Softride and they'll do their best to get you the right part as quickly as reasonably can. Thanks for checking out the Element 4 bike rack with us. To see more video content, visit softride.com/video.